John Graham, HoustonISO9000.com. We're going through ISO 9001 2015. Let's talk about internal auditing. In specific, it is section 9.2, internal auditing. The standard does have some hard requirements here that you need to pay very close attention to. Planned intervals. For example, auditing the entire system once per year is normally what is expected. And it talks about how you're going to plan, establish, implement, and maintain an audit program. Think procedure, which is optional, but very helpful in satisfying that. It talks about defining the frequency, the methods used, the responsibilities, planning requirements, and reporting to management. It's easiest to put all of that in a procedure, although it is optional. Now, it does say very clearly the auditors have to be objective and impartial, and it just means you can't audit your own work. So the higher you are in an organization, the less eligible you are to be an auditor. That does create some problems. A lot of companies outsource audits. In fact, we do a lot of outsourced audits for clients. They're internal audits, but they outsource them to us because they have problems keeping up or for that issue of that impartiality. So once we audit, we find things. Remember this. Internal auditing doesn't fix anything. If it's done right, it raises the flag and waves the flag to management and says, hey, there's a problem right here. Now I switch to the next piece of the standard, corrective action. Corrective action in its root cause analysis. That's what fixes problems. Auditing, good auditing, just raises the flag there. And the corrective action takes care of the rest. Auditors from the registrar that come in, they're going to normally look at, of course, you've got good audits to use some kind of checklist, which is optional, but how did you know what to go through and make sure you covered everything? So that builds a lot of confidence in them by having a good checklist. Proof of training of the auditors, they're going to look for that normally. The standard says you have to be competent. And then, of course, a report that comes out at the end that says, here's what we found, good, bad, and ugly, and that it went to top management and corrections were taken. So that's where the corrective action comes in. Procedure optional, highly recommended. Also remember this, auditing is a sampling. And you need to put in the report, never write, everything was good. Did you look at everything? You can't make that conclusion. Say everything audited looks good or whatever the actual status is. Now remember, it's a sampling. We have clients that will come in, we have a 300-person factory and we want you to audit the entire QMS for us in one day. I usually will refuse. Because I'll tell them that's like skipping a rock across a pond and whatever splashes up, those are my samples. And I'm supposed to tell you the chemical condition and content of that entire pond based on a couple of little splashes there. It may not work very well. So you need to have adequate time to do this sampling. But do remember, it is just a sampling and your report should reflect that.